Hey love, so it's your girl April, and today's video is going to be a lace front by MYQualityHair. They did send me a 613 lace frontal in 22 inches. Along with that, you do get 2 wig caps, a comb, and an edge brush, which is a first because I've never got an edge brush. So as you guys see, the hair is more or less a yellowish Goldilocks tone. So I'm going to use this Color Silk Ash Blonde and this Color Silk Medium Ash Blonde or Lightest Ash Blonde Brown for the roots of the hair. So the first thing I'm going to do is just brush through it so that way I get out any type of tangles or anything like that. And like I said, it does have a more of a yellowish Goldilocks tone. There are 3 combs in the top area. So the first thing that I'm going to do now is I'm going to just, darken the roots. And I'm just going to take the first bottle and pour it into my mixing bowl. Along with that, I'm going to also take, I do believe this is like a toner, and mix that around as well. And you just want to make sure that it gets really, really good in the mixing portion. Stir it on up, stir it on up. So I decided to just use this really small brush, which I shouldn't have. And I normally put these wigs on my mannequin head and do the roots because it just makes life a lot easier. So yeah, that's what I did right here. I decided to put it on my mannequin head because it just takes less time and it's less work. So I just took my small brush and I just kind of went in sections. And of course it does look really dark right here, but that's just because it's wet. It will come out a lighter color. So you just want to go in sections, not too thick of a section, but small sections, and just kind of like get as close to the roots as possible, as well as that as you want to flip the hair over and do the darkening in that portion as well. You don't want to go too far down. You don't want to make it kind of like choppy or standard, like all one line. You don't want it to be a line. You kind of want the darkness to be like, kind of like ombre. So the next day, I decided to go ahead and do the blonde portion, and that's because I wanted to rinse it out. I didn't want it to mix in, so I just let that air dry. And once again, we are back at brushing. So now we're going to use that Color Silk in the Ash Blonde. I decided to do this method, just use the box dye, because I just really didn't feel like getting toners and just doing all that good jazz stuff. So I just went ahead and bought these. They're super affordable. They're like $2.97 at Walmart. So, that's the reason why I did this. So you want to make sure that you get every strand of hair when you are dyeing your hair. There's so many different ways that you could dye hair, but I decided to just do it like this because this is how I do it. And then I'll go ahead and I will brush it thoroughly so that way I can just see what else is left. As you guys do see, there are some sections that do need some more of that hair dye. So you just want to make sure you're getting all strands. I always try to buy more than enough. They're super cheap, like I said, so I think I had like 3 bottles and it was just making. So today we're going to be using my GOT2B products. And a few days after I used Color Silk Red Blonde, I decided I really didn't like the color, so I did change it up a bit. And I did purchase the Wella toner, the Wella Professionals Permanent Liquid Hair Color in Satin Blonde. Along with that, I also purchased the Clairol Professional in the 7NN. So I'm going to be using my GOT2B hair products along with these brushes and combs, some hair clips because you always need that to style your hair, my new favorite hot comb which my girl Sandra sent me, and my curling barrels. And the curling barrel I'm going to be using is the silver plated. So the first things first, this is how the hair finally came out. This is definitely after the Color Silk. The Color Silk gave me this kind of flat, dull looking color. So I do like the Wella the Wella Permanent Hair Color in Satin Blonde, which I'll show you guys later on. And the ends are a little bit dry or just frazzled, so I am going to take care of those. But this is how the roots came out after I used the Clairol Professionals Gray Buster in the color 7NN. It all depends on what color your hair is that you started off with for the final result of the root. So I do like that color root, and this is also the same color root I used in my gray wig that I made. So I definitely just saved some of it. So as you guys see, she is ready to be styled, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a part in her. Can't make a really deep part because it is a lace frontal. And I'm going to be using the GOT2B Smooth Operator Luxury Mousse. I've had these products for like 7 years or more. I didn't just go out and purchase any of these GOT2B products, and they were part of my collection. And I really did forget about them, out of sight, out of mind. So I decided once I was able to see them, I will go ahead and start using them here. So I'm just going to take my flat iron, my hot comb. I'm just going to smooth the edges down on the unit. And this hot comb works amazing. It's an anti-hot comb, and it goes up to 500 degrees. There isn't a temperature switch on it, which is great because it just keeps getting hotter and hotter, which I love. It actually does the trick and made the hair super straight and sleek. Like, you know, I like it when it's super straight at the top, especially because it will lay a whole lot flatter. And you just want to take your time and just smooth that hair. And I did have a visitor, my grandson. He came through and gave me a Reese's peanut butter cup. He's so sweet. Now it's time to cut the ends. I'm just going to give it more or less like a layered look. So I'm going to take my scissors right here, and these are my cutting scissors, and I'm just going to pull a section or the section of the hair. Make sure you comb it thoroughly, and then you want to take your scissors and kind of put them in a slanted motion and cut downwards, so that way it has like a slanted look. And the ends look pretty decent, and then I'm going to go right back to that same section, and then I'm going to break it in half and just take some from the top and just cut a little bit shorter so that way it can have layers in it. And I'm going to do that throughout the entire unit, just going by sections and then taking the top portion of that section that I already cut and just making it a little bit shorter. So I do like the outcome a lot better. You know, I guess it all depends on your skin tone. The ash blonde doesn't look like an ash blonde that I'm used to seeing. It just was a very flat looking color. It looked something like it was an old color and, you know, you need to re-dye your hair. So it wasn't flattering at all, especially with my skin tone. So that is the reason why I just decided I have to do something. And the Satin Blonde by Wella Charmer Permanent Hair Color came out so nice in it. I'm glad that they do have color swatches in the store, even though those color swatches don't always work. You just want to go ahead and repeat the layering on the opposite side, so that way you can get it done. Now for the flat iron and heat protectant spray by GOT2B, just want to make sure that you just not saturate it, but lightly spray that on and brush it through. And the hot comb does wonders, child. And I'm also going to be using their oil mist tames flyaways and unruly hairs. This stuff is really good. It doesn't make your hair look oily or anything like that, but it does work for any type of flyaways and like unruly hair. And this is the holding spray, which is the smooth operator, and it also does smooth flyaways and unruly hair as well. It will not make your hair hard, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for it to give it a hold, it's not going to hold it like that. You just want to spray some of that on, flatten the top with your barrel curler, and just start wanding underneath or over, you know. I'm just going to take a clip so that way the heat will just set the curls, and I'm just going to repeat these same steps over and over again. And I do apologize in advance, guys, if the volume is kind of low or the video is super long, longer than normal. But I just wanted to cover everything with you guys so that way you can see exactly how I did the entire wig. Doing the wig and curling it and styling it on my mannequin head is just a lot easier for me. You know, it doesn't make my arms tired and it doesn't take as lengthy of a time frame. So I thought I would style it, but I would also let you guys see how I style it versus me sitting in front of the camera with the wig on and styling it. Because that's when I start to get really lazy, when I have to do it myself. So if you have a mannequin head, I would highly suggest just curling it on the mannequin head. The style comes out a lot better. And if you don't have a mannequin head, I would highly suggest getting one, because if you have wigs, you definitely will need at least 2 mannequin heads. And I'm just going to repeat the same on the opposite side. And she is all done. I'm just going to keep her curled for a little while, and she is good to go.
What's up, love? So, you guys, I'm done with this unit. I have put in a lot of hard work on this unit from MYQualityHair. First of all, they do have like some really affordable UF. For this particular unit, it was a 613, and it came a very Goldilocks yellow color. It was very yellow. Wasn't into that yellow color. I definitely wanted to change it. So the first thing you guys seen in the video, I did use the Revlon Color Silk in light ash blonde, and I also used the light ash brown for the roots. Now, when I did finish it and it did dry, the color was great, don't get me wrong, but I really didn't like the color for this particular hairstyle. It just didn't suit me. It kind of looked flat and bland. So I then ventured out to Sally's Beauty Supply store, and I did pick up two of their items. The first one that I picked up was the Wella Permanent Liquid Color in TN, which is a satin blonde. Okay, so on the color swatches, it looks very white and blonde. And I knew that this would kind of like lift the color. And then you also use 20 volume developer with this permanent hair color. And then for the roots this time, because it seemed like it was just kind of like washing away, I used the Clear Raw Professionals Gray Booster in the color 7NN, which is more or less like a kind of like, it depends on the color of the hair, but it gave it like this color brown. And this is the final look of it. I did trim it in the video you see, and it's just like more or less like a paler color, which I'm happy about. I did remove the combs that were right here in the unit because I don't wear them, and I just basically placed them back here because I don't remember there being a comb. There weren't any combs in the nape. They were just here. So I went ahead and I just placed them back here, and I also sewed in a elastic band. I've already styled it, so you know, we're just gonna go put it on.
Okay guys, so let's get to styling this unit. This is going to take a few minutes because I'm going to show you step by step for each side, so you will know to do it on the opposite side. And I'm just going to make sure that I do have my little baby hairs situated because those are the hairs that I didn't curl. I'm just going to pull those to the front. I'm going to take my pins and just hold the hair out of place so that way when I'm getting to cutting the lace, I don't accidentally cut any of the hair off. It's always best to have like a small pair of scissors, and they should be curved in my opinion. I don't really like the straight scissors because it just makes cutting a little bit harder. Plus, you know, it gives it more or less like a crisp, blunt cut. So getting a nice small pair of curved scissors will always work best for your lace wigs when cutting. It just gives you a better hairline, and also it's not so huge to where you may accidentally cut too much. So I'm just going to cut all around the ears, and I did leave a small amount of lace in the front, and that is only because I don't want it too close to the hairline, because when it is too close, sometimes your hairs will fall out like baby hairs and you'd have to repluck them. So try not to cut too close, just leave yourself a little wiggle room. Now my favorite hairspray, which is Pump It Up Super Hold, I'm going to just spritz some of that on my hairline right here and rub that in so that way I can hold my wig down. And you just want to just blow dry that on cool or medium heat. It only takes a few seconds because it does dry pretty fast. It's just a liquid hairspray, so you don't have to sit there and keep blowing. You may want to use a rat tail comb, or you can use your fingers. It's not like glue, so you won't get stuck and it won't be messy. That's the reason why I like to use the GOT2B, because for one, it's not messy and it doesn't leave a nasty residue on your wig as well as in your hair or hairline. So this hold will give me at least like 3 days, and I think like 3 days is good. Sometimes I can have it on for like a week. Maybe I have to touch it up sometimes, but I do sleep with a scarf on. Now right here I'm just using my eyebrow trimmers just to cut into those baby hairs. As you guys see, you want to make sure that you don't cut it with scissors because the cut will be a little bit too blunt. So just get yourself a good pair of eyebrow trimmers. Now for the mousse by GOT2B, I'm going to go ahead and use that. I know you guys are like, wait a minute, where is the Dollar Tree mousse? But hunties, I wanted to use some different products in this video. And it works the same. I mean, you don't have to go out and spend like $6. I think this thing was like $6, $7 like years ago. I could be mistaken, but I do know that GOT2B products are not cheap. So I know it wasn't no $1 or $2. I'm just brushing the baby hairs back into the wigs, so that way when it's time for me to apply the mousse as I'm doing here, and also it's time for me to brush the baby hairs down, I can just start from the edges, and just that way I won't have too many. Now I did change the brush because I do like my green toothbrush a lot better. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And now I'm going to go back and use the Pump It Up Super Hold hairspray alongside the baby hairs and on the lace wig portion of the hairline, so that way I get an even better hold. I find like if you do both ways, underneath the wig with the hairspray and on top, you will have a better hold. If you're just spraying it underneath on your hairline, it's not really going to hold like that. I mean, it will, but not as good as it will hold if you do it both ways. So I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to take the hair down, and as you guys see, I'm going to use some of my pressed powder. And you do have to repeat that step because I just left that out because, you know, it's the same thing on the opposite side. I'm just going to use my pressed powder for the part, and that is only because in some areas it's a little bit darker because of the first hair dye. So I'm going to just, you know, cover that up. And I actually went and switched the pressed powder to a cream concealer because it worked a lot better. So this is how it looks. I like the way the parting is in this unit. Very pretty, very, very nice. I like the way the color came out. not that Goldilocks yellow. But now I'm going to take the nozzle of my blow dryer and just smooth down the front of my hair. You can either use a hot comb or blow dryer. Blow dryer works really well too, and it'll just give you like a smooth, sleek look, and it'll also give you some volume to the front of your hair if that's what you're going for.
Okay guys, so this is the final look. I did have to kind of like doctor the lace up because when I originally did the Revlon Color Silk, you know, it made some of the roots or the knots kind of like dark, so I didn't really want to tweeze them too much because I didn't want to get like a bald spot in the unit. But yeah, it looks good. I did pre-pluck some of the hairline on the unit. It's kind of hard when you're doing blonde because you can't see a lot of it, but I'm glad that I cut the ends because the ends were a little bit dry on this. And it did shed some, to be honest, like it did shed, which is fine, you know what I'm saying? It is 150% density. So it was 22 inches. It's probably like 21 now. You know, I didn't really take off that much as you guys see, but I like the way it came out. You know, it was much easier for me to curl the unit on my wig mannequin head versus myself on camera because it just takes a lot less time. MYQualityHair. So, you know, when you get like a 613, you really do have to doctor it up and work on it if it doesn't come to you like already perfect. And like the hair quality is great because it just really took the bashing that I did to it, like beating down, like dyeing it, and then retoning it or re-dyeing it and doing all that. Like it really did take the butt kicking and the ass kicking that I gave to it. The only thing that dried out was the ends, but the hair is still smooth. And you know what I like about this hair? It's not that silky, sleek hair. I cannot stand that type of hair. Only because it's just kind of like for certain colors. It's supposed to be silky, but I guess because it was bleached in the beginning and then it kind of like changed the texture a lot to it, but it just makes it a lot better. Like it's silky, but it's not like that old sleek silky. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It has like some texture to it, and that's what I like about it. So it curls easy and it just feels really good. It doesn't feel silky, but it just feels really good. You know what I mean? And plus it's affordable. It's 22 inches. You know what I mean? On the website it does look like it's this original color, kind of like, but they do have ones that have darker roots, like the roots are already done for you. And that is the one that I actually thought I chose. But I'm glad that I didn't because it came to me like, you know, just all one standard color. So I was able to do like my own type of color with it. And I did put the dye color all throughout the unit. So like all in the back and on the side, I did use the Clairol Professionals Gray Booster. But I like this color, Satin Blonde. I was like, I don't know about this, but you know what? It came through. Look, like this is like much better versus that light ash blonde from Revlon Color Silk. Like that color kind of like gave me like a blah. Like you ever had something that's like blah? It just makes you look like blah. That's how it made me look. Like it just made me look like blah. Like oh, here she is. Oh, okay, whatever. That's her. But this satin blonde, like perfect. So you guys. I like the blondes and I like this color blonde for me. Like it's a really good color, you know. I think it's a good color for me. Not like the pissy yellow blondes. Like I can't do like the pissy yellow blonde. That's just definitely not for me. So you guys, I'm going to go. So I love you guys. Check the information box below. Let me know what you think of this color and the color that you did see in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I love you and I will see you guys in a soon to come video. Okay, guys, so I decided to do another ending because I went in the mirror and I was playing with the hair. So I was like, let me put this up in a ponytail and stuff and see how cute it'll look. You know what I'm saying? So what I did is I didn't do this like the normal ponytail like I normally do, which I could have, but I was just trying to be fancy and extra. So what I did was I just pulled it up and I twisted it on this side, you know, like a two-strand twist, kind of like if I was going to cornroll it. And I did that with this part as well. And then I just took the middle part and just kind of like twisted it around and pulled it. So I put it in 3 sections, and that is the look I got. As you guys can see, I did put a bobby pin to hold it here and a bobby pin to hold it here in the middle, and then that's when I went and just put the rubber band on. I don't know if you would want to take the bobby pins out. You really can't see them, but I thought it looked cute like this, so I said let me come back and show you guys how cute it looks. Definitely all the links are below. I'm gonna go now because yeah, I'm gonna just go now. And oh my god, this is so freaking cute. Cute. Oh, and make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, thumbs the video up. If you're not subscribed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe box. And then make sure you hit the notification bell so that way you will know when I upload my videos, which is probably like every day. Not always on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, basically. Yeah.